Welcome back, Industry House. We there, yeah. Like we said, we're gonna be bringing this to you live at VBO Lounge. This is Industry House. We got a busy night tonight. We got some very important people. We got the big boys there in the house, you know. And as you all know, it's podcast. Anything can happen, you know. We can put anyone on the spot. You know how we do this, guy. Let me introduce my guests in the studio. In the house, I mean. In the Industry House, you know, because we're all industry. And I got two big guests in the house. Dr. Drew Hui, as you all know, #1 sports agent. Drew, what's up?
What's up, bro?
How you doing, man? It's nice to have you in the building, yeah? No, we got the main man himself. In-house. No, watch out for this face, oh. Mr. Victor, VBO, is in the house. Yeah, how you doing, man? Yeah, I want to say big up to you, man. You know, always supporting the community. And we're here, VBO Live. And we got Drew in the house, you know, #1 sports agent from entertainment to sports, you know. So, Drew, I mean, my first question would be, how did you manage to get into that sport team? Because everybody was like, Drew, we thought Drew was in entertainment. We thought he was promoting artists, was managing artists. And all of a sudden, it's like, you know, how did that happen?
Well, I'll say it's the same thing. Managing talent, the footballers or artists, the same thing, yeah. And sports is entertainment as well. It's real-time entertainment. So it's all about navigating your way, you see, because I just felt that, you know, I've done my bit in entertainment and music, you know, just want to give opportunity to other the young ones coming up, you know, to fill the gap. You know, when we started, there was no structure, as they say. So we built our own structure. Afrobeat is now there on top. I said, okay, let's branch out.
Remember from day one.
Yeah, let's you know, let's go into other fields. Let's explore, you know. But at the same time, I've always wanted to be a football agent. So it was easy for me. So okay, that file that I closed, let me open the file again.
And that's what you studied, though.
Yeah,
you know, you studied that.
I studied sports management, sports and event at the London Met. That was my first degree. And by the time I graduated, I would say the atmosphere wasn't right. So I had to, to be very honest with you, the entertainment chose me. Because I had to go out and say, I think you have the chance to manage me. People budging me, manage me. I said, okay. I might as well. Started, managing, just after I graduated, managing artists, and then eventually,
you even manage AY sometimes. Yeah, AY the comedian. You manage a lot of people, comedians, artists, and you know what inspired you to pursue this career?
Which of
the sports one? The sports, the entertainment brought you them.
No, as I said, I think it comes natural. As I said, now follow come.
Okay.
And people just approach me and said, I think you can do this for us. And I'm a selfless guy. And I like representing people. Even from way back when I was in Nigeria, I just my friends, I want to represent them. I think I'm a PR guy, I'm a PR guy. I'm a guy that want to give good press, talk well about people. I remember my first experience. I had a guy that was always giving me hassles because where you come from. I was born over here. I was born in Birmingham. When you went back to Nigeria, you get these stubborn kids that want to bully you. This guy was bullying me till, he was bullying me. He thought I will maybe I have the same feeling. I have hate for him because he was bullying me. I said, okay, no problem. Then we went.
This was in Nigeria.
In Nigeria,
and you know what? Bullying in Nigeria, what you take bullying in Nigeria? Did they take it serious?
I don't think it was or is seen as, I don't know now, but when we were growing up, I don't think it was being seen as bullying. It's something that you would see that the older people or your parents would say, sort of grow up and sort of defend yourself. But now, it's been identified as sort of bullying because those young kids growing up in Nigeria now are sort of exposed to what is happening in the sort of Western world, so they do understand more about it compared to how we would be asked to, stand up for yourself, where you just have to sort of I don't want to I use the word in quote, fight back, and defend yourself.
So
some people might see it now to say that made us who we are, to be a bit strong, but we also need to understand that not everybody there, some vulnerable parts in people, and bullying is not acceptable.
At all. And how did you deal with it, Judo?
So basically, he was doing what he was doing. I was doing myself. It wasn't that extreme, but it was a situation whereby he was always giving me grief and stuff like that.
Was he bigger than you? Or?
And that wasn't really big.
Because it's only big boys that want to bully the little one, isn't it?
But sometimes
because you're a big man yourself.
I've had two different. There are so many sides to it.
Yeah.
That not only about the big that bullies people. Sometimes they'll say it's a you hear the word gentle giant.
Yeah.
That the big ones are not even. I think it has to do a lot with complex. You have the smaller one who just feel that because you're big, that complex thing, they just want to challenge you. You understand? But you have a big guy who is quiet, who will just ignore and just continue. That, to them, to that bully, the guy who is bullying will feel that, you know what, I've got something against this guy, so he's scared of me. Despite how big or his height, I've got one against him. So, but not knowing that it's just your nature, that you are just gentle guy, calm, so if it's not in you, it's not in you.
It's not. So how did you deal with it?
Over time, there was very a peacemaker. I don't want trouble, man. So this guy was a very stubborn guy. He was from a rough area. So he was a rough guy. The guy was always giving me this. So at the final year, we went to like an outdoor event with all the schools. Yeah. So I met him there. He was still going on like his own way. So on that day, he was with some, when you're in finance now, that
final year,
primary, he was with some chicks like just not like young, but just talking. So he saw me. He thought maybe I was going to come and embarrass him. I just gave him that hype, like, yeah, you're the man, I just big him up. And the guy was like, wow. I could see in his eyes that I can't believe that I'm giving this guy so much problems, and this guy is bigging me up.
Still nice to me.
All the school people, and I just gave him that hype. So I immediately saw that if you kind of give good vibe, it comes back. So from there, when the guy came back to school, because we were outside, when he came back to school, he said, yeah, you got my back and all that. So that was the first kind of, insight to be knowing that you can represent people well. Yeah. So from there, I just had that feeling to say, yeah.
So what are you saying to me now, Drew? Yeah, anyone bullying me now, I just have to be nice to them. Simple. Is that what we're saying now?
That's not what we're saying.
Because me, the way I grew up is different, innit? Everyone's different, innit? How am I gonna put? We have to be nice.
He was expecting me to give him what he's giving me. True. I turned it the other way around, and then he humbled himself like, life is more than,
And you've always been like that, though, Drew. You've always been a gentle giant. You're top guy. No, big up.
Even going to high school in Germany and everything, they always call me the peacemaker, like, because there's no point. Why causing trouble? So that's how I got into representing people. I just had that feeling that, okay, I could represent, coming back to the UK. I got people fighting over me, like, you have to represent me, but I don't just work with everybody. I have to study you because it's all about experience. When you work with some people, the way they get carried away, they cause trouble. So I have to be your friend, because managing people is like a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. They can break your heart. Because after giving so much into a relationship, one day they might just come, my brother can do it now. So that's what we say in the industry. So the way I say it is that it's like a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. Be friends first. When you're friends, from there you start working. Okay. So whatever happens, even if you break up, you guys can still be friends. Yeah. But if you don't study the people, because to be honest with you, a lot of talented people, they might be talented, but on the other side, they're weak. They're like, emotionally and all that. So you have to be able to balance it.
Yeah, you're well experienced in that. Very well experienced. So what are the primary responsibility as a sports agent?
Well, the responsibility of a sport agent, like the primary responsibility, is to look after the person, which is like maybe like what would I say, like a nurse or a doctor, or like I'll say a nurse or a care worker. You have a client that you have to take care of. It's for me where I say it's a 360 thing. It's not all about signing a contract and go home and sleep. The welfare of the person, the mental health, and everything. And then the basic thing is that just being there for the person, making sure to guide the person to say, but a lot of people, they can be stubborn, but they say, no, what about just tell the person the truth at all times? So eventually they say, look, you give them the easiest way. I say a lot of people, they want about that. Then you just give them a case study of people you've worked with. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I've worked with the biggest actors. I've worked with the biggest comedians. I've worked with the biggest artists. So
say no more.
When you're a footballer, I don't know what you want to tell me. So when you're telling me, I'm like, look, we've been there. We see talent. We see a lot of go. We see here people go and come. So you show them a case study. This is how it works, and this is how the person end up. You understand? So if you're gonna go, we've seen it all. It's only by experience. We've seen it all. If you want to go that way, I could tell you actually the end from the beginning. And I try to be on top of my game. I don't depend on any of my clients. I want to add value. I think if you say the basic thing to do for you, just add value. When they see you add value, they gotta know that, this guy know what he's doing. Like for the minimal things, like for instance, like these footballers, they love that. Some people don't know that they have to brand themselves. That's why I come in. Branding is very important. Your brand is your wealth. Your career will come and go, but your brand will stay with you for life.
Right.
And what's really brand is your attitude. You show that right attitude. Yeah, I came out, man. It sticks in my mind that this guy's a cool guy. You know what I'm saying? But some guys, like I know a group, yeah. The guy tells me, one of the two group members, they say if anybody come and tell you that, oh, this group, they're nice, it's me that we're talking to. If they come and say this is group, this is man, I don't understand it. It's the other guy they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So that, for instance, if both of them were given they won't have an issue.
You're right.
So but it just has to be, it would have to be cool. It's a short life,
I think one good thing I was going to say is that it's good to see, how you handle things, and if you're someone who's confident in what what you bring to the table, and I think when you are that confident that you've done it, you've been there, you've done it, and you can prove it, and people can say it. So it goes down to that popular saying where it said, you put your mouth where your money is. So, everyone would respect that. There's no footballer that you want to speak to that will not respect it. You've done it. You've have already proved. So, and then it helps you shaping that footballer, whoever is coming on your list, to say, I'm going to guide you. I've done this. So, just like what you said, that there are various paths to their career. If you choose this path, you can tell the end from the beginning. You choose this path, this is how it's going to go. So they've got a choice to make. And, it's good to have an experienced and knowledgeable person like you to manage whoever, yes.
So how do you identify your potential clients? Like, this guy is big. How do you identify that this guy he's got talent? He's going to make me 50 million next month. How do you identify that?
No, it's something. If you've been doing something over time, I can tell you straight away. If I see a talent, I know he's going to make it. If I say talent, I don't know.
Straight, just like that.
I'm straight. It doesn't even take me 3 minutes.
You just bring out the paper, sign.
It's just like Don Jazzy. You know, Don Jazzy has been beaten so many times. His hand has been burnt. You know, there's just some box you just check. You know, checklist. Okay, this. So I just say, it's okay. Yeah, there's something there. And there's nothing there. I was like, you're just wasting your time. Because some people, you know, it just, you know, if you come with the wrong attitude, first and foremost, it's not about the talent, it's hard work. Talent is only 10%.
True.
You know, talent is only 10%. It's, you know, the way, you know, your mindset, the way you see things. You know, some people, you just look at it and say, this one, for that 2 years, they just want to see money. You know, if money is your motivation, you know, that's like some people, their mindset that once I just get to abroad, once I get to UK, that is it.
To Europe.
I'm made.
Yeah.
Once I just get to Europe, that is it. I mean, so you don't want to work with those kind of people. You want to see people that see beyond just coming abroad. So you don't want to waste your time.
And you could tell straight away by their attitude, the way they approach you. You can just tell straight away, innit?
Like, this guy is desperate. You know, so it's like, it's not everybody you work with, but you know, experience is the best teacher. So you can't, people cannot deceive you. Just
So any challenges like with these players? What challenges do you face with them?
No, with talents, always challenges, man. Always challenges, you know, intruder, you know, a lot of groupies, a lot of, you know, yes sir people, you know, because you're trying to package this talent. You're trying to promote it, you're trying to develop this talent. And then some person just gonna come from the side like, Baba, nothing, I'll do anything for you. Forget, you the talent, nothing there, you know. So when those people come in without no experience, it's a challenge, you know. And sometimes family member, and most times this thing is not just you don't just wake up and say you want to manage a talent. You know, you must have the experience. It's not for everybody. But you know, people that some people don't even know anything. They don't know that the parents don't know finance. They don't know anything. So they just think that it's not just so by the time you pull back, they're not seeing the problems, because as your talent you have to cover, you have to protect that nothing goes out.
Yeah.
You see some of all these talents, when you're working with them, everything is cool. But when you pull back, news start coming out. So why is this news? But they don't know what you're doing behind the scene to block those things, those bad things to go out, like bad press to go out. Because when they know that you're with that guy, I say, no, because of that guy, we'll let it go. But once they see you pull back, they start hitting. And the person will think that maybe it's you that is doing it. But it's not doing it. You just took off your protection off it because you say it's not going to work. Take off protection. So people are just going to go, okay, let's see what it's all about. And
you've been doing this for a decade now, man. I mean, talking about, obviously, we got a CEO is in the building, you know? He's in the building. And my question is like, what motivates you? Obviously, this is an entertainment industry, yeah? What motivates you to invest in this kind of business?
I think it's good you're asking that question. I remember growing up, I've told this story so many times to a lot of people. I think that it was at the age of, age of 13, 14. My older brother that lives in Texas, so we're going up back home. And he said to me, he came to me one time and said, one of my friend that owns an hairdressing salon, the guy, he's selling his kits because he wants to travel out. I had a lot of pocket money then. That, do you want to buy? Then I thought
pocket money, you know.
So then I said, okay. So I bought those, it's like, you know, clipper and all those things.
Yeah.
So I bought it. Then I remember the mom then saying, you have to go to uni. You're not going to be, you know, you're not going to abandon your education and just go into having an hairdressing salon. But then the reason why I wanted that was I felt I loved when people enjoy themselves, when people go to like
Have
barber
fun.
shop, I always feel like that on a Saturday evening, like when you come back from school, you see the hot afternoon, people are in barber shop, those are those days of R&B hip hop, Tupac, Biggie. You see,
It's like a lounge.
It's like a lounge.
Yeah.
So
like a VBO lounge.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
so I said, I want something like this.
Yeah.
So that was my motivation. But unfortunately, I never got to use that because, after my high school and since I had to, obviously come here to follow my educations and the rest became story. But I remember
but it was like it's always behind your
it's always been
behind your mind. Yeah, it's always there.
It's always been it.
Because when you have that dream, it will always be there. And it will keep popping up every now and then.
And the truth of the matter, if you did not do it, even if you are 70, 80 years old, the thing will still be haunting you.
God bless you.
Mm.
You know what?
Yeah.
I was saying that up to now.
Mm.
You understand? The vision about that hairdressing salon.
Yeah.
It's still
It's
here.
still there. That's what I was saying. It will be there.
It's still here.
It's like
And I want to do it differently. I want to do it from the traditional way of the normal barbershop.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to do it, there's going to be some tweak to it because I love tweaking things. So there's going to be some twists to it, and that thing is still something that I've always, been thinking about how to create that. So that is where the spirit of that entertainment, of having that, to bring people, just to see people happy. And that has always been my motivation. And each day, that I stay awake at night, each day I go out there, or everything I wake up to do, every day is about trying to better the way we socialize, trying to look for ideas, trying to inspirational ideas, not to copy, but to come up with something. Because if it's been done, you're not inventing.
Nah.
So to me, I have the spirit. I've always been thinking about how to invent new things, on how we party, how we club, how we do things, change certain things, and it's not just about everything. I understand when you're an entrepreneur or when you're into business, it's also about money making. But when you are, strongly driven by something you believe in, you will throw everything to it. All your ammunition, you're going to throw it at it. And I think that has always been my strength in terms of I wake up, I always think about, okay, what are people going to like? What is there that can just ginger people? What is there that's just going to make people think, wow, yes. Mm-hmm. So I keep thinking about ideas. So I might have one or two things. I will say, okay, people use this cup separately. But my idea is, how do I bring the two to make it work, to look different from what other people are doing? So
that's creativity.
So the creativity around, and and like I said, I will always give credit to my entire team. I've been blessed to have a good team, and they said, a tree cannot make a forest. So I always bring ideas to the team to say, what do you think? Everyone would say what they think. People would say, have we thought about the risk? Have we thought about this? It comes down to especially certain things that I strongly believe in. Certain things that I've analyzed. I've looked at the risk. I've decided to implement the mitigating factor in there to mitigate the risk. You can't eliminate risk. Mm-hmm. And business is all about risk. Mm-hmm. And life is risky on its own. So, it's always been, to me, about risk-taking. And, yes.
Talking about risk-taking, how did you manage to select the location you are today?
I think it comes down to, what I say, what is meant to be would be in terms of blessing. And I don't want to mention it right here. There are so many venues that there's a live venue that I viewed that venue first. I remember back in the days when I started, and I have videos of it when I show somebody that, that venue, I viewed it first, this. But obviously, when I got to know about this place, was a derelict building. It was empty. It was bushy. There's nothing. It was just babbling into line.
What so was it? Was it a warehouse down here?
No, it used to be an old pub.
Old pub, yeah, it was a pub.
It
was an old pub.
Old pub, which is about 100 years old, but then got derelict. Brought there was no roof. It was down was bush. So it's a long story. So I picked it up. Spoke to an architect, a structural engineer, and we started sort of building and then draw the plan. The original plan was to have 3 floors actually, one more on top of this. But obviously you have 3
different rooms.
Yeah, so ground floor, first floor and second floor.
Well, like different music, different nights.
So, but then I thought that was sort of my first venture into this business. It will be too dangerous to take that step, and I think it will be unwise, unreasonable to go all the way with 3 floors. So
being the first time,
you have to test the water first. It's still a brave move to do 2 floors and to embark on this kind of project. It's still a very, very brave move. But my goal then was to try and bring something that we don't have within our community, to try and do something that, when we have people from Nigeria, people from America, people from other places come, they would, something that you can say, you'd be proud of, to say, this is, our place that looks, nice and classy and everything. So that was my goal. Okay. And that would continue to be my goal, to put back into the business, to continue to make it nice so that we all can be proud of it. It's not just something I'm doing for myself. I believe it's something I'm doing for the community. And create a lot of jobs. Every night we have about 30-something staff on duty.
Yeah, you said so.
That's huge.
Busy. True, you've been here before, innit?
In the night we have.
I celebrate my birthday, you know that, innit?
Chilling,
When else? Can I celebrate my birthday this year? Hey, what are you saying? The big boss.
We'll make it happen.
No, man, I love it down here, man. It's all about VBO, man. I mean, going to our guy, Mr. Drew, obviously the sport guy. You've been doing Sports Academy.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about the Sports Academy?
Yeah,
because you do these once every month, don't you?
Yeah. No, I have a sponsor. I sponsor an academy in Lekki.
Okay.
Give people opportunity to go and try themselves. I sponsor them. I pay for the coach.
This is back in Lagos. Okay.
At the moment in the UK, I do trials.
The tries.
Trials is like I have a partner with a lot of companies that so whenever I have a player, I just send them down there to go and try and see how their talent. So that's what I do at the moment.
And how's that doing? Because I know you've been to North London. You were in Tottenham the last time.
Yeah.
You were in Tottenham, for the trials.
Yeah.
So how do you choose? How do you know like this is the best player? This guy's got talent.
Yeah.
When they come for the trials, do you put them and then introduce them to other clubs and?
My position, I'm a commercial guy. I'm a marketing guy. I know how to market the product. Yeah, but I'm not a scout.
Okay.
I'm not a technical guy. So I get scouts.
They need to know that.
Yeah, I get scouts. Come and look at when they say this player is good. This player is, you think he can make it. That's okay, cool. Then I then look for other things. Like, for instance, what password is he using? Because every kid want to play football. Yeah. What I look at is like, okay, I want to maximize a player. Yeah. How can I maximize it? Like players, the people that got dual nationality, they got people that got 3 passports. So when you look at it, okay, this guy's talented. Yeah. First and foremost, if he's talented, if you haven't got any documentation, you say, no, you can't do anything. Because it's a job. You must have a work permit for you to be able to work. And the way the system works in football, you must be like, obviously British citizen. So, firstly, what's his immigration status? Yeah, and which option does he have? If I have two players of the same quality, yeah, and one got dual nationality, or he's a mixed race, for instance, like maybe the mom is from Canada, the dad is from the grandma. All this is I put there. It goes beyond just you have to go further down to make sure that you've got the product that will sell.
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, if they give you the go ahead, this guy has got skills, technical ability, has he got the right state of mind? What's his background? Is he from single parent home? Is he, what's the support? Because sometimes there's as much as I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what is his support system? Is it just, does he have somebody that died that is always supporting him? Is it independent? Those things come.
I've been to one of the trials, yeah, and I see the families, the mom, the dad, the dad.
It's a big thing now.
And after the game, I saw them come to Drew. It's like, oh, how did my boy do? Was he okay? How do you deal with that? Because I see you with like, yeah, he's okay. But they want more than that.
No,
so how do you, because they want to know, because you're the guy that can let them know that, my son is good, and I want to take him to that.
Yeah, but the decision is just not, I don't just make a decision on my own. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So the scouts are in a better position to tell me.
And they don't hold that against you?
No, of course not.
Nobody?
No, of course not. Because the truth of the matter, Mr. Victor, nobody is going to say that the child doesn't know how to play football. True. Everybody's going to say, my child is the best.
Yeah.
It's not up to you to judge. An independent guy is going to judge. And when the independent guy judges, we can go from there.
Who's been there, professional and everything. So how do you deal with up-to-date industry trends? How do you deal with that? Because every day, there's different trends, there's different players,
and everything. I'm always online. You have to be digitally, you have to be aware, you have to be a digital guy, you have to be online, like for instance, like Twitter, if you're in any industry, you have to be on Twitter, that whenever they tweet, you can be faster than anybody. But once they tweet, you get information firsthand. So it's all about information and knowledge. So at this time, at this day and age, you have to have a digital print. For instance, if you say, if it's all about brand, Richard Branson would say, Bill Gates would say, if they are down to their last $5 or whatever, it's online there. They'll put it in their PR, they'll put it in their brand. Because if you don't have a digital footprint, who are you then? You know what I'm saying? If you have a VBO, I have to Google it. Yeah. I need to see stuff about it. I need to see images. I need to, you have to be, Googleable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Googleable, you know what I'm saying? No, it's true. That's the trend. That's what's everything is online. Everything is digital right now. That's it, man.
Google it.
That's it.
If you're not on Google, sorry.
Dr. Drew in the house.
You're not online, you're not existing.
Dr. Drew in the house. You know what? It's fantastic, man. It's nice having you. Industry house. Obviously we're gonna be having you back to back, your family. How it goes in it. Your last word, you wanted to give, advice to the young ones that want to come into sports, that want to be a sports agent but what you do, what advice have you got for the young ones?
We need to get some traction,
straight up,
from both sides,
Yeah.
My advice to young talents coming up, young agents, you just have to look for your niche. Like for me personally, I see myself, I'm more than a football agent. I'm not just a football agent. I'm not a football agent. I'm a modern day football agent. I'm not an agent to just sign contract and go to sleep or go to Monaco or go and relax. I'm not just an agent. I'm not just an agent. I'm more than an agent. Just like more than an athlete. So if you're coming up, think beyond just your sport. Think about other sports. Maximize everything you're doing. And most importantly, put your head down. There's nothing you've not seen before. You see, let's say footballers, any trick any footballer done, are doing right now, Pele have done it in the past. And Pele is that, you don't know Pele. Pele lived his life, he's passed away now.
Legend.
You know, blessed moment, so rest in peace. But he's done all this before, so there's nothing that not been seen, there's nothing that been done. Just put your head down and focus, and as Victor said, try and do it differently. Then most importantly, have the right attitude. You know, the attitude is your brand, you know, it's your footprint. Whatever you do, it's gonna come back and haunt you. You see, like the like the boys that get into scandal, abuse, and all that. If you put your head down, you're not going to fall into that trap.
You know, where can people find you? Where can they follow you?
Yeah, obviously, through across all social media. And or you can Google me.
Yeah, Google. And you know what? Today, tonight we're talking about sport because Drew's still gonna come back. We're still gonna talk about the Afrobeat industry, the entertainment team. You know, that one is because I'm getting all the big boys there. We're all gonna sit down. We need to talk about that. But I'm gonna let you know. You know, thank you very much for coming.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah.
Never speak to me.
Thanks, bro.
Obviously, you saying Afrobeat, yeah? Obviously, he didn't just start like that.
He didn't just start. He
didn't just start like that.
Because
No, forget about that.
I was following the
Which
trend.
is good. But now we need to take it to another level. It's on a different level.
That's what I wanted to say. That's
It's
what I
on a
wanted to
different
say.
level
Femi,
now.
Femi,
I'm talking since 2003. We've been doing it since 2003. But what I'm saying now, we need to take it to another level.